I'm 17, alone in Singapore, and have 36 hours to explore one of the safest cities in the world. In this video, I'll be asking the hard questions like, is Singapore really safe? Are the monkeys friendly? And why is there a baby octopus in my dinner? I have a crazy adventure at the end that I don't want you guys to miss, so stick around till then and let's get started. And I've dropped off my luggage, but I have to pick it up in 3 hours in order to check in for my hotel. But first, we're gonna go to the Gardens by the Bay with the Supertrees and everything. After accidentally walking through Chinatown, I headed to the MRT, which was fast, clean, and mostly efficient. Guys, I have arrived. It's the Gardens by the Bay, probably one of the craziest pieces of architecture in the world. It's a little bit of a walk to get over there, but that's okay. The Marina Bay Sands is here too. This is a crazy place to be. Here at the Supertree Gardens, it was super busy and super touristy, and overall just felt really safe. Cloud Forest, Flower Dome, way too expensive. Supertree Garden is free. Okay, I think I found the chillest place to look at the Gardens by the Bay. Like, nobody's out here. Everybody's down in the center area, whereas from here you get photos of the Marina Bay Sands and the gardens and the super trees. This is so cool. Chicken? The Gardens by the Bay are a huge win. They're so cool. Honestly, a lot of the things to do there you have to pay for, but just walking around the garden is free, which is great. Now I'm heading to the Marina Bay Sands, because if you can't tell, I need air conditioning or I will die. As you're enjoying this lovely view of Singapore, if you want to subscribe, I'm trying to hit 10,000 subscribers and it would be awesome if you'd help me get there. Something I didn't know before visiting Singapore is that there's the Marina Bay Sands Hotel, and then about 100 feet away is the Marina Bay Sands Mall, and they're different. This mall is huge and full of food, which is good because your boy is starving. I haven't eaten in way too long, so I'm gonna find something that's hopefully cheap. Okay, I think it's apparently Chinese New Year, and so a ton of stuff is closed. But you know what's not? Expensive stores and Burger King. Ain't no way. Oh, Google Maps lied to me. Yes. Oh, I think it's open. Oh, hallelujah. Okay, McDonald's was open. Thank goodness. I'm starving and it seems like nothing's open. So I got a McChicken with cheese, large fry, and a Coke float because they always have like cool stuff at McDonald's in other countries. I'm gonna eat because I'm so hungry. McDonald's, bus, bags, everything is moving through. Holy cow. Anyway, my bag rolled almost onto the street and then a guy walked right past me with like the "you're stupid" look, which I totally deserved, but that was really awkward. Anyway, I'm going to my hotel now. In Singapore, they're really strict. You have to have parental consent basically to stay anywhere, and anywhere is not many places. So I'm gonna see if I can check into my hotel. I've been communicating with the host a lot. Hopefully it'll work out. Kind of nervous. My hotel was located in Chinatown, and what with it being the Chinese New Year, it was empty and felt pretty sketchy. But thankfully, I was able to make it to my hotel and check in. You guys, I made it. I can't believe I actually made it. It's been so hard to find a place to stay. You want a room tour? Here it is. We got glass to make it look like you have more space, my bed, and a TV. Bathrooms are shared. I'm gonna go check those out in a second. And then there's also like amenities. I'll go see what that is too. But I'm just so glad I have somewhere to stay. And it was only like $58. Bathroom is nice. Then there's a shower room there across the hall. Shower. Very nice. Okay, it's overall very nice. They said they had drinking water, and so I filled my water up at the bathroom and took a huge gulp because I am dehydrated. It tasted so weird, and now my stomach is feeling kind of weird. I have activated charcoal, which hopefully will help. But apparently, I just read now, of course, that the drinking water is on the second floor with all the amenities. So I'm gonna go see what the second floor looks like. Okay, I went down to the lounge cooking area, whatever, where there's supposedly water. I didn't video because it's super quiet and there's people in there and it's really awkward. But I got myself some water, but out of the sink again. So here's a live reaction to me trying it. Tastes the same as the other water. Another thing about this hotel that's a little weird is all these like the rooms, they have locking doors and stuff, but it's all shared by guys and girls, and the bathrooms are all for male and female as well, which is weird for me at least. But the bathroom doors lock, which is a plus. It's about 4:15, so I'm going to head to a park. I can't remember what it's called, where you walk around. There's an extremely Instagrammable spot, which I'll probably take photos at and butcher them. And then, well, let's just say I have a lot of plans and did a lot of blabbing, so let's just get started. I made my way through the one busy alley of Chinatown to the MRT station, which I took to Fort Canning. Welcome to Fort Canning. This is a former World War II fort for the Japanese and then the British. Just found that out by looking it up on Wikipedia. And so now it has like an underground bunker and a very Instagrammable spot, like I said. So let's go find both those things and hopefully we can check it off the list of things I've seen. Fort Canning was not busy at all, but it felt super safe. One of the weirdest parts was that it had escalators at the steepest parts, which I was actually fine with. I found a memorial, the bunker, and the tree tunnel, which was a lot busier and much more underwhelming than I expected. And the next stop is the Merlion Park, still don't know how to pronounce it, and hopefully it's not a downpour there. And there we have the underwhelmingly small half lion, half fish that for some reason is super popular. Not to disrespect it or anything, but they could have done better with a city mascot. Guys, I could hear this all the way across the entire lake or bay or whatever. Happy Chinese New Year, I guess. Okay, it's really starting to rain, so I need to find some place to go inside and wait it out. So I found a mall and relaxed while listening to classical music because I'm just such a fine arts guy. After filling up my water bottle with real water this time, I got onto a bus that took me past the famous Double Helix Bridge to the Marina Bay Sands for dinner. Well, here's my lovely eating situation on the floor. There are so many people because it's like one of the only places left open for the Chinese New Year. And people were like vultures, like trying to get to their seats. And I know I'm hungry, but it felt like people were purposely getting in my way as I was looking for a seat too. This food better be delicious. That's actually amazingly good. The restaurant had a bunch of like Michelin star or Michelin review, I don't even know. It's like a seafood congee, I think? No, something seafood. It's really good. Guys, I think I'm gonna puke. Look at what they've been feeding me. That is a complete octopus. Look, their eyes, tentacles, brain. This shop actually had like no customers, and now I know why, because they feed you straight octopi. I should have eaten Subway, what was I thinking? I left the mall feeling pretty disgusted, but I couldn't let that affect me on my one night in Singapore. So I went into Little India, which actually felt pretty safe even in the dark, and bought some flip-flops for $1.50. On the way back to my hotel, it was a little sketchy, and I did get cornered by a rat, which I was too traumatized to video, but I made it back to my hotel and videoed in slow-mo because I have very little skill. That's okay, I probably didn't say anything important, just rambling, so good night. Wakey wakey. I slept about 8 hours last night without melatonin, which is pretty good for being jet lagged and everything. And this morning I'm going to first take a shower, pack up, and then head out. Depending on what the weather is doing, I'll either go to the MacRitchie Reservoir and do a walk/hike around there, or I'll go to the southernmost point in Continental Asia on Sentosa Island. Either way, it's gonna be lots of fun. Let's get started on the day. After packing up, I headed to where else but McDonald's for breakfast. I walked through the heart of downtown for a little bit after that, and then got on a bus to take me to MacRitchie Reservoir. My hike started off with some monkeys who were friendly, at least for now, and also this. What is that? Bruh. Is that an alligator or a Komodo dragon? so many turtles and fishes. Wow, this is a place to come for nature. There are so many insect noises, and the insects are so loud. And this trail's kind of deserted. So I'm kind of freaked out right now, actually. But not too bad, because it's fine. There's people. We're all good. You guys, I just dropped my phone right here. It bounced. Look where it could have gone. Instead it hit this netting. Holy cow, that may be the most stressful thing that's ever happened to me. Like I already said, this trail was mostly empty, so it felt like probably the least safe place I'd been in Singapore. But the one other time I'd been here, this trail was super busy and felt super safe, so as long as you don't come during the Chinese New Year, you should be fine. But anyways, after miles of walking and sweating, I finally made it to the treetop walk. Oh, I am drowning in my own sweat. This is terrible. But I made it to the top of the treetop walk. I was FaceTiming my family while that happened, so here's some videos of what it looked like last time I was there. And now I'm headed out of the park. I think it's probably like a 1.5 mile walk from here of more sweating and greasiness, but that's okay. I'm gonna find like a 7-Eleven and stand in front of the freezer section, hopefully, once this is all over. I hiked my way out of the park past a lot of monkeys with one goal in mind: get to the freezer section at 7-Eleven. And once I did, oh, it was glorious. Okay, as you can see, wow, I am disgusting. That hike was over 5 miles in total. I probably shouldn't have done that, but I got myself a chocolate ice cream bar and a Gatorade. Yummy, I need the break. I needed that break, but now I'm headed to my next stop, which is the Sentosa Express, hopefully to Sentosa Island and the southernmost point in all of continental Asia. But it's raining really hard right now, so I might just explore the Vivocity Mall when I get there, which is where the station is located. We'll see what happens, but either way, it's going to be a great time with Sweaty Jack. Well, it's pouring outside, but this Vivocity Mall is massive, so I think there's going to be plenty to see and wait out the rain. I made my way through the mall for a while, but after the rain didn't let up for an hour, I knew that I had to get to the southernmost point in continental Asia before I ran out of time. So this was it. This was what my whole trip had been leading up to. I set out on the boardwalk and immediately got one side of me drenched thanks to the wind and rain. I walked for almost a mile to get to Sentosa Island, and here, underground, I hit my lowest point. I'm gonna be honest, this is probably the most confused I've been the whole time I've been in Singapore. I don't think I'm gonna make it to the southernmost point in continental Asia, unfortunately, because it's absolutely pouring and does not show signs of stopping. But those were not fighting words. Could I even call myself a man if I let some rain, sweat, and the prospect of a 14-hour flight without a shower later that night get in my way? So I went upstairs, past all the tourists in Sentosa, into the monorail, which would take me a mile away from the southernmost point in continental Asia. Side note, it was actually really cool, and I was very impressed. But anyway, I got to the station and found directions to my goal. Thankfully, a lot of the mile walk was covered, but after running through the rain a little, I became even more confident that I could get to the southernmost point. Well, it's raining hard, and the bridge out to the southernmost point of continental Asia is uncovered. But I'm gonna do it because I'm here, and like, think about the icebreaker potential. That's worth it alone. Let's go do this. Okay, microphone has been stowed for safety. Here we go. All the sweat, all the walking, and all the rain had led up to this. I found my way to the bridge, hoping for a mad dash across it, but of course there were tourists standing in the middle of it. My mad dash became an angry walk, see what I did there, and it was worth it because there it is, the southernmost point. I gotta run out and take a photo. Currently the southernmost place in Asia right now. Time to head back. I'm putting the phone in my pocket for the run across the bridge because I almost dropped it at the southernmost point. My hands are slippery, my brain is slippery. I just need to get back undercover. I'm just so glad I made it here though. You guys, I was absolutely drenched, but I was so happy I'd made it to the southernmost point in continental Asia. After that, I headed to my favorite mall to look for a present for Annie, but couldn't find anything that really worked, unfortunately. So I got a traditional Malaysian dish for dinner and then went back to my hotel, grabbed my bags, and took the MRT to the airport. And with that, I have made it to the Jewel of Changi, probably the most recognizable airport attraction in the world. And so, your boy, your sweaty, greasy, rainwatery boy is going to take leave, and see you in the next one when I fly 14 hours in the United Economy, starting very soon. Bye-bye.